Sharon talked about restoring health. She mentioned the man at Bethesda, our poor guy, our guy on the mat, laying out by the pool, just waiting for someone to bring him to the pool for healing. He laid there by that pool for who knows how long. Scripture said that for 38 years he was unable to walk. And we don't know how long he was camped out in his spot by the pool, but that's an awful long time. So we don't really know his story. Was he just hanging out there having a big old pity party for himself? Oh, woe is me. No one will help me. Every time I try to get to the pool, someone cuts me off, gets in my way. I stumble and fall and barely make it back to my mat. I've been here for so long, I'm so weak, day after day after day, waiting. Same old excuse, right? I've always had this picture in my mind of what it must have been like being that guy on the mat. A lot of people coming and going, trying to get to the pool. Got to get my healing on. Got to get into that pool. Coming and going. There's a dirt path, probably. People coming in and out of the pool. It's probably thick with mud. Now, it's not a pool like we know a pool. It doesn't have a nice concrete deck. It doesn't have somebody skimming the top scum off that pool once or twice a week. There's no vacuum running on the bottom of the pool to collect that debris that flies around. You know, not your tree. Of course, it's your neighbor's tree that's dumping into their pool. God. Sorry. It's not crystal clear. It's probably murky and dark. And here's this guy, or Matt guy, laying on his mat. Probably some tattered straw. It's kind of coming undone on the sides. A little frayed. In the mud. Now, not your average guy you picture laying on the side of the pool in his Speedo on his deck chair, lathered in Copatone. He looks more like a homeless guy when you take the 59th Street exit off 50. You know, you get to that stop sign or the traffic signal there's an Arco gas station there. He kind of looks like that guy with the scraggly long hair and the scruffy beard, weathered and worn by the blazing sun, caked with the earth that he's been rolling around in. Not a real pretty sight. Not someone that you might stop and say hello to. But the poor guy on the mat, laying there in the mud. It was sure nice that Jesus was able to come by, huh? Shake him up a little bit. Pick up your mat. Get moving. Walk. How many times have I been that guy? Laying around in the mud on my mat. Waiting for something different to happen. For somebody to come along and say, hey, you, pick up your mat. Move along. Even now, I look around and I find another mat in the mud to just kind of hang out on. Wait for something to change. The only person that can do something about this is me. I have to pick up my mat and move on. You have to pick up your mat and move on. What is your mat? What's your excuse? Yeah, I'm talking. What are the things that you are holding back in your life? What are the things that are preventing you from getting off that mat? What are your character defects? Who, me? Do I have those? No, certainly not. I know Pastor Sharon doesn't have any. I know I'm married to her. She didn't have a single one. What are these things that you keep hidden Those things that you think nobody knows about you. Oh, we all do, by the way. We know. What are those things? What are you willing to pick up, and what are you willing to have replaced with goodness? What are you willing to let go of? What is your weakness that you can turn into strength? Reminds me of a story. A little right here. I like to share this with you. There's a young boy, maybe about 10 years old or so. He lost his left arm in a terrible traffic accident. The wound heals. He decides, I'd like to study judo. He finds a sensei who trains him relentlessly. Trains him specifically on one very difficult judo move. The boy asks the sensei, why are you only training me on this one move? And the sensei says, keep training, keep training, keep training. This is the only move that you will need. Just keep training. Sure enough, tournament comes to town. The sensei decides to enter the boy into the tournament. The boy does great in the first 3 rounds. Executes his throws, his pins. He moves forward through the tournament. In the 4th round, the boy finally meets a competitor who has some skill. The boy struggles, but is able to get through that 4th round. Now, he gets to the final round, the 5th round, the tournament winning round. The boy's getting a little nervous. He asks the sensei, Sensei, this is a veteran. This is somebody who's been to this tournament many, many, many times. Do I really have the skills to do that? To face this competitor? The sensei says, you got this. You've trained. Don't worry about it. You got this. So the match starts. It's a fierce battle. At one point, the referee steps in and tries to stop the match, and the sensei says, no, let them go. The boy will be fine. Sure enough, the competitor charges the boy. He makes a brief mistake. The boy takes advantage of that and makes his move. Pins the opponent, wins the match, wins the tournament. On the way home, the boy asks the sensei, Sensei, how did I do that? How did I beat that fierce competitor? How did I win that? How did I win that? The sensei says, there are 2 reasons that you were successful. Number 1, you mastered that most difficult move, and you trained and trained and trained. And the other reason is that the only defense for your opponent to beat that move was to grab your left arm. So the boy was able to turn his greatest weakness into his greatest strength. Life were that easy. It's a simple solution to a probably a very complex problem. I wish I had the answer for all your problems, for all your challenges. I don't, but pay attention. I wish I had the remedy for your cold. I wish I had the antidote for your snake bite. I could go on and on, but I don't. What I can do is encourage you to take some strengths, to strengthen yourself. Strengthen by design. Let me share with you some of the things that work for me, that keep me from lying around on my straw mat in the mud day after day after day, waiting for someone to just walk by and drop a miracle on me. That's not likely to happen. The last time I laid around waiting for a miracle to happen, it's 52 years later. So for a long time, day in and day out, we can go ahead and do this. But what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So here are some things. So there's space on the back of your bulletin. There's some pins around, people in the front. There's some behind your chair. You might want to write some things down if something seems pleasing to you that might help you get on off your mat. You might think of some other things while I'm talking that might be helpful for you. It's not an exhaustive list, and Here we go. You need to recognize and accept your weakness. If you're busy denying that weakness, you're never going to overcome it. Back to our guy on the mat. We should just call him that. No, that would be offensive right now. How about all those people that passed him by and said, stop making excuses. Get off your mat. Get up. Get on with your life. There's not a simple solution. You need to do something about it. You need to recognize that weakness and take action. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen all by itself. Step out and do something. Be prepared. Here's a passage from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 6 through 10. You've been raised on the message of faith and have followed sound teaching. Now pass on this counsel to followers of Jesus, and you'll be a good servant. Stay clear of silly stories that get dressed up as religion. Exercise daily in God. No spiritual flabbiness. Leads. Workouts in the gym are useful, but a disciplined life in God is so far more. Making you fit both today and forever. You can count on this. Take it to heart. This is why we've thrown ourselves into this venture so totally. So you need to train yourselves to be godly. To get up and walk. Take care of yourselves. There is no recipe for absolute health in our body, soul, and mind. But these are some of the consistent truths that we need to recognize. Pray, meditate, and listen. Spending time in God's presence, with or without words, is very empowering. It is a privilege to be able to commune with God. Wait and listen for that still, small voice. This takes practice. Has anybody ever? When was the last time you just hung out for even 5 minutes to be with the presence of God? Just quietly by yourselves to meditate the prayer. We need to love our neighbors. Now, we all like to say love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Well, that's easy for some people. But I know I struggle with that. I don't always have an easy time loving myself. I'm still trying to find that recipe. So I'm sure many of us are. I do believe an ingredient in loving ourselves is loving others. A small change in attitude can go a long way. Like that guy you met when you got off the 59th Street exit. Maybe he just needs a kind word. Maybe he's got enough food in his bag for the day. Maybe he needs you to pull over and get out. Hold his hand. Say hi. What about that guy who cut you off on your way to work the other day? Or on your way to the gym or the grocery store? Maybe he was rushing to the school because his kid fell on the playground. Maybe his wife is delivering his firstborn child and he's trying to get to the hospital. Let's have some compassion for our neighbor, compassion for our friends. Yeah, I need to take that lesson. Pastor Sharon's going, oh, you didn't want to be with Christine in the car the other night. I usually don't get like that, but I did. Step out in faith when urged to do something. Trusting in God's guidance strengthens our faith. It strengthens ourselves. When you feel that little nudge, that call to do something, don't ignore it. Act on it. When we step out in faith, we really learn that God is with us wherever we go. God is more powerful than that fear that tells us, don't do that. Why would you do it? Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else stopped. Nobody else pulled over to help that woman on the side of the road change her tire. Well, I think everybody has a cell phone. Surely she has AAA or some roadside assistance. Well, maybe not. And serving others. Serving others. That stings a little sometimes. Isn't it about me? Isn't it all about me? How can I begin to serve others when my needs are not being met? Wasn't I working on my race, finishing my race, winning my race? Me, 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 me. Adjusting our attitude away from ourselves and helping others, humbling ourselves to serve others, will strengthen us. Guaranteed. Having fellowship with others, building and being a part of a Christian community like this one, another one, means we need each other. We depend on each other. I know when I walk through these doors after a week of being out there in the wild, I need my church family. I need my church family here. I depend on you. I need to worship with you. I need to pray with you. I need to learn from you. I need to share with you. I need to share myself with you. And when you're not here, part of me is missing. And I feel that. It stings a little bit. I'm not trying to bully you into coming to church. Okay. But a part of me is missing when you're not here. If I went to the oncology wing at the hospital and gave the cancer patient a list of things that would make them healthy, make them whole, strengthen them, if there were just a 1% chance that if they followed this list of things for healing, they would do it. They would give anything to have a simple solution to their very complex problem. They would do anything. They wouldn't question. They wouldn't doubt for a minute. They would take action. Do those steps. Take care of business. Take action. But here we are on our mat, in the mud. I don't need to do those things. I don't need to do anything to strengthen myself. I'm just fine the way I am. I beg to differ, saints. So, talked about a couple things that can build you up, strengthen you. We all have our own race. It's not always winning the race that counts. Sometimes it's just finishing. It's a marathon winner, not a sprint. So I encourage you to look down at that straw mat in the mud. Maybe not pick it up and take it with you. Leave it there. You don't need it anymore.